Alright guys, Rita's up to no good. It's Morphin time!
Mastodon, Pterodactyl, Triceratops, Saber-toothed Tiger,
Tyrannosaurus,
Dragonzord.
Hey boys and girls, welcome to another super exciting, outrageous toy review. Today, we're taking a look at some Power Rangers Pop Vinyls. We've got Pop Television 669, 670, 671, 672, 673, and 674. That's the Mighty Morphin green, red, pink, black, blue, and yellow Rangers without their helmets. Special thanks to our friends at Funko for sending these over so we could take a look at them. These Pop Vinyls have been released in honor of the Power Rangers 25th anniversary. Here we have the 6 original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers without their helmets: Trini, Billy, Jason, Tommy, Kimberly, and Zack. We'll start by taking a look at Jason. He's got his standard Mighty Morphin Power Rangers uniform on. He's got the little morpher painted on here. He's got his power coin painted on his chest like all the early 90s Power Rangers merchandise. He's got a head sculpt. Looks decent. Supposed to be Austin St. John. You know, as Pops do, there's no actor likeness really. So it works well. You can tell it's supposed to be Jason and not Rocky, the second Red Ranger. Here he is alongside a Red Ranger Pop with his helmet on. You can see they're pretty similar. The shade of red is slightly different between these two, but this is the second release Red Ranger. The original Red Ranger Pop came out very early in the Pop Vinyl line and is extremely hard to find. So they later on issued him in this more fighting stance pose as opposed to with his arms at his side, but I think it's pretty cool. All in all, I think it's a pretty good Pop Vinyl figure, and I like the fact that we're finally getting these guys without their helmets. Here we've got Trini, the Yellow Ranger. Again, she's got her morpher and her power coin. She has a little blade blaster holstered on her back here. With her head, without the helmet on, she's got long black hair that comes down past her shoulders, which I think looks good. She's got a slight mishap here with her paint app. Doesn't quite line up perfectly, but otherwise it's a pretty good looking figure. And here she is alongside a standard release of the Yellow Ranger. You can see the body is pretty much exactly the same as the regular helmeted version. Here we've got Zack, the Black Ranger. He looks pretty good as well. I feel like his line work is not super crispy on the torso. It doesn't look bad, but it's not quite as tight as some of the other figures. I really like the way they sculpted his hair with the thicker portion on top and then the tighter trimmed up sides there. That looks a lot like the haircut Zack had on the show. And here we have the two versions of the Black Ranger, helmeted and unhelmeted. Here we have the Pink Ranger Kimberly without her helmet. She's got nice brown hair. It sticks down below her shoulders quite a bit. Looks pretty good. Her hair does get in the way of her turning her body, but you know, most people aren't posing their Pops too much. She's got a little pink headband there on her hair, and you'll notice she's got a skirt unlike the Yellow Ranger. Little trivia fact, not too uncommonly known at this point, but the Yellow Ranger was actually a male in the Sentai Japanese show, and they just swapped the character for a female in the American show, and that's why she didn't have a skirt like the Pink Ranger did. The Pink Ranger, like the Red Ranger, was one of the very first Pop Vinyls to come out. So there is a second reissue later on with her in more of a fighting stance, and that happens to be the version I have. You can notice some difference in the sculpt. Not only are her arms in more of a fighting stance, she's a little bit thinner, her skirt comes to a point, her feet are maybe a tad bit tinier, but both figures look pretty cool. Here we've got Billy the Blue Ranger. I love his glasses, they look great. He's got his hair combed and parted just off center there. I think he looks really good. Here he is alongside his helmeted version. You can see that body is pretty much identical. I got one small little paint flub here on his arm, in the shoulder there, or in the elbow there, but he looks pretty good. Last but not least, we've got everybody's favorite Tommy Oliver, the Green Ranger. He's got his dragon shield on, he's got his morpher on his belt, he's got the dragon dagger holstered on the back here, and he's got his epic ponytail. I think they did a really nice job, again, of sculpting his hair. It really does make you immediately think of Jason David Frank and Tommy from Power Rangers, even though, you know, the face has very limited detailing. So he looks good. Here he is alongside his helmeted version. And you can see they pretty much are using the same body for these two figures, but it looks really good. Once again, special thanks to my friends at Funko for sending over these Power Ranger pop vinyls so we could take a look at them. Make sure to like, subscribe, and check out our other SEO toy review videos.